Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another Mad Meta Magic, where we try to make the magic meta mad. Now, Six Sigma posted this list in my Discord, so shout out to the Discord if you haven't joined yet. Discord link will be in the description. And this is a mono red Birgi Storm list. Now, interestingly enough to me, the engines in this version of Mono Red Storm are Steamkin and Birgi, basically for mana, as well as Birgi's the backside being card advantage engine, as well as like Light Up the Stage and Underworld Breach and Experimental Frenzy. So I have no idea how to play this deck. But it looks pretty straightforward to me anyway, and it looks like we can use Lava Dart as a way to go positive on mana using something like Birgi. Underworld Breach is sort of like a cheaper Past in Flames, but much more narrow. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just take this into a constructed league and see what happens, I think. I'll see you guys in round one. Alrighty, round one, here we go. I would like to play first. Well, we have a Burning Inquiry, a number of lands, and a Lava Dart. Sure, you know what? Let's spin the wheel for our opponent and hope they're not Dredge. Well, we got a Steamkin, which is pretty good. I don't know what it takes exactly for this deck to combo off. All I know is my opponent's playing fetch lands and lightning bolts. So I could Lava Dart them and just light up the stage. It would be better to have Steamkin on board for that, and I did just get rid of one of their pieces of removal. If they have a path, because I'm imagining this is like some variation of Uro Omnath deck. If they have a path, I gotta turn my volume down for the game volume because it's actually like so loud in my ear. Yeah, but if they have a path, that's not too bad because it gives us a little bit of mana. If they have another lightning bolt, that's potentially bad. Hey, I was supposed to get up by now. Alright, we untap, we draw Underworld Breach. So, Lava Dart our opponent. Get a counter. Light up the stage. Play a... How do I want to do this? Porter. That's enough. It's so gross, buddy. Let's see. If I take... I could potentially... Yeah, I'm going to play Sunbaked Canyon. There's the potential for me to need to draw off of that. So, Lava Dart my opponent. Add mana. Desperate Ritual. Play... do I play Underworld Breach here? I think I do, actually. Play Underworld Breach. And then I can... How much mana do I actually have here? If I cast one red spell, Steamkin goes up in power, so we're going to play another Steamkin. Add mana. Then we Burning Inquiry, counters on both. Light up the stage, Spectacle. Okay, then we Desperate Ritual. Getting rid of Light Up the Stage, Mountain, Wooded Foothills. Counters everywhere. Yeah, add mana. Add mana. Desperate Ritual. Problem is I have no cards in my hand. Otherwise I would play Birgi, because I think I could play... Yes, I can play the backside. The problem is I don't have any cards. Well, I could Burning Inquiry, because Burning Inquiry just puts 3 new cards in the grave. Let's light up the stage. Exiling... Man, I don't really want to exile my Desperate Rituals. Oh, they don't get exiled, that's right. Get rid of a Burning Inquiry, get rid of Birgi, because we have enough mana. And I guess get rid of a Desperate Ritual. Counters on both. So Underworld Breach is pretty sick in a deck like this. You just need to have a lot of cards in the grave, which you can do with something like Burning Inquiry. I'm taking some notes because I want to upgrade my other green-red storm list a little bit. And I figured playing a deck that was already assembled by somebody else. And I don't have a link, unfortunately. Well, I guess I could find one. I just don't know it off the top of my head is what I'm trying to say. Opponent, Force of Negation. Wow, super lame. It can be played until the end of your next turn. Okay, fine. Well, I guess we let this go. Go to combat. Hit them for 3. Had a Force of Negation all that time. They play a Plains. They play Teferi. They bounce Runaway Steamkin. We untap. Draw Manamorphose. So... play Steamkin. Get a counter. Add mana. Manamorphose. Add red. I can play another Steamkin. I could play Underworld Breach, and then I guess I could play a Burning Inquiry, and that would get this up to 4 power, 4 toughness, and I could hit my opponent, but is it better to just play Steamkin? Well, nah, I'm gonna make my opponent draw and discard. I think I tried to go off a little bit too early. Well, there's a Grape Shot. Maybe I didn't. Maybe this was exactly what I needed to do. Storm count of 4. So I could cast a Manamorphose or I could cast a Burning Inquiry. The problem is if I dump Grape Shot. Alright, well we Grape Shot. Can I just Grape Shot Past in Flames Grape Shot? Or Grape Shot Underworld Breach Grape Shot? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this works. I don't know why I was overthinking that so hard. Man, and you can just keep escaping, can't you? Nice. That was really awesome. So versus Uro Omnath, I suppose Blood Moon comes in, but what goes out? Experimental Frenzy seems actually pretty good in a deck like this. I think, you know, I was looking at this and I was like, I mean, it seems like it has some powerful hands, but I don't know if it's a powerful deck. That was pretty powerful. So if I wanted to bring in the Blood Moons, what do I have to take out? I really don't think you can take out Lava Dart, Burning Inquiry. You probably can't really take out any of the rituals if you're trying to ritual into a Blood Moon. Steamkin, Breach, Manamorphose seem pretty critical. I think you have to play with, like, Birgi because she's legendary. Maybe Light Up the Stage and an Experimental Frenzy. So I just go down, like, those 3 cards. I suppose, in theory, I could cut a Grape Shot, but I wouldn't want to do that without bringing in a, Empty the Warrens. I'm going to try running it like this. Hopefully we can just Blood Moon them. Then take our time comboing off. I hope my volume is loud enough. I've been trying to adjust to make it an appropriate level. Yeah, I'm gonna mulligan. Well, I'm gonna mulligan as well. Okay, it's pretty slow, but put back Grape Shot, put back Steamkin. Okay, opponent starts Flooded Strand. We untap and draw Underworld Breach. Play Wooded Foothills, pass the turn. We'll just fetch up a basic mountain on our opponent's end step. Best draw, I think, would be Force Negation. Best draw would be a Pyretic Ritual effect, which then probably we would have to worry about getting Blood Moon Force of Negation. I was trying to say too much at one time. Okay. So fetch, get a mountain, untap, draw a mountain. That's not what we want. Wooded Foothills, fetch, get a mountain, play Steamkin. Okay. Opponent fetches with a Flooded Strand. Gets a Breeding Pool untapped. Growth Spiral. Puts in a Scalding Tarn. Cracks Scalding Tarn. Gets a Hallowed Fountain untapped. Path. Yep. We get a mountain. Well, the good news is we shouldn't draw any lands for a while. And I could play around a Censor to cast Blood Moon. Okay, opponent plays Uro. Gets to draw a card, gain a life. They did not put a land into play naturally, which means they may not have one. It's a Misty and a basic island. That's terrible news for us. Draw Lava Dart, play Mountain, play Blood Moon, Force of Negation. They have one card left in hand, but they're about to cast an Uro. Yeah, I think they got us. Alright, opponent plays an Uro. They gain 3 life, they draw a card. They put a Flooded Strand into play. Okay, hang on. If I Lava Dart, flashback Lava Dart, play Breach, and then Grape Shot, can I flashback Grape Shot? I don't think I have quite enough mana for that. I'd be 2 mana, 2 more mana than I have to do that. But Lava Dart would be Storm Count 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Yeah, alright. Go to game 3. I could bring in Defense Grid instead of Blood Moon. That might be better. Or in tandem with Blood Moon. Something like this. Let's try that. Because that really mitigates Force of Negation's usefulness. Okay, I can keep this. Play Wooded Foothills, pass the turn. I mean, if we untap with a Steamkin, it's probably game over. Okay, opponent plays a Flooded Strand and is passing. We're going to fetch to thin our deck because we don't want to draw mountains. Untap, draw Desperate Ritual, play a Wooded Foothills, fetch, get a mountain. And we can either try and Ritual into a Blood Moon or we can play Steamkin. I think we just try playing Steamkin. Potentially it gives my opponent opportunities to fetch basics and stuff, but they were going to have that with Blood Moon anyway. And I think if they had Force of Negation earlier, it's actually worse for us. Okay, opponent plays a Breeding Pool. Green-White Celestial Purge. Okay, we untap. We draw Wooded Foothills. Play Wooded Foothills. Fetch another mountain. Play Blood Moon. Pass the turn. Ah, yes, the old mono-red Uro deck. Draw Bloodstained Mire. Play Bloodstained Mire. Lava Dart our opponent. Light up the stage. Let's see what we get. Burning Inquiry, Burning Inquiry. Alright, pass to next turn, because if we draw something good, as in an engine card here, it's going to be insane, I think. Opponent plays a mountain. We untap, we get a Manamorphose. So, let's go ahead and start Manamorphose, add red, red. Play Manamorphose, add red, red. Manamorphose, add red, red. Well, Defense Grid doesn't really do a lot here. So I'm going to Desperate Ritual, Burning Inquiry. I don't really want to play this mountain, so we're going to Burning Inquiry. We found an Underworld Breach, which at this stage probably is very good. Can I cast? I cannot cast this for its spectacle cost. Underworld Breach next turn seems really good. I can Lava Dart light up the stage and see if I can hit like a Grape Shot. Well, we hit an Underworld Breach. No lands, unfortunately. That's actually super bad. I shouldn't have done that. Well, Lava Dart him again. Alright, pass the turn. We need to draw a land or a Ritual, which, fortunately for us, is like half of our deck. There's a Ritual. Play Ritual. Play Underworld Breach. Okay. Now, we Desperate Ritual. Exile land, land, land. Burning Inquiry. Exile land, land, land. More Rituals. Desperate Ritual. Exile land. Oh, you know what I should do is I should just Ritual up a ton. I should have Ritualed up a ton and then cast Past in Flames and not had to worry about exiling my grave. That's what I should have done, but not what I did. Ritual. I could just cast Light Up the Stage and then pass and try and set up a bigger turn next turn. On the other hand, I can just keep digging with like Desperate Ritual, Burning Inquiry until I find Grape Shot, which would probably just win me the game or get very close to it. Well, I got a land anyway. It's bad because I dumped my other Underworld Breach, but play a mountain. Burning Inquiry again. Exiling redundant copies. In a way, this is kind of like Ancestral Recall right now, which is pretty sweet. I could Grape Shot them for 7. I need to see if I can get up to... Hang on. Is it better? I think it's actually better to Manamorphose right now. So if I get rid of Ritual, Underworld Breach, Ritual, then I can Manamorphose. Add red, actually have a card in hand. Experimental Frenzy. Manamorphose. Exile, Manamorphose, land. Red, Pyretic Ritual. Then I can Lava Dart for 1 storm. Oh, if I Desperate Ritual, then I can just Grape Shot, I think. Because it doesn't get exiled. Unless my opponent has a Force of Negation, at which point they can exile it. Oh, this hurts my brain. I realized what I was doing is both more powerful and less powerful than what I was thinking it did. Simultaneously. I think I've got a Burning Inquiry to get a few more cards in the grave. So if I dump Birgi, Desperate Ritual, Pyretic Ritual, because Desperate Ritual is technically better. Another Grape Shot. Okay, cool. So in that case, cast a Desperate Ritual. Lava Dart. How many cards are in my grave? 6? Yeah, better not push it. And we just Grape Shot for the victory here? And if not, we'd like draw a spell and then just Grape Shot for victory. Alright, well we beat Uro Omnath, which is what we set out to do, giving us the moral high ground. Alright, I will see you all in round 2. Alright. Round 2, here we go. I would like to play first. I mean, we can just keep this on the ability to wheel cards, so sure. It's not a great plan, but it is a plan. Burning Inquiry. Sweet. Pass the turn. Opponent starts Scalding Tarn, and it would appear that they are the Cascade deck. So Wooded Foothills, crack Wooded Foothills, get a mountain. Play Steamkin. Pass the turn. Okay, they play a Steam Vents tapped. We draw Pyretic Ritual. So Bloodstained Mire, crack Bloodstained Mire, get a mountain out of our deck. Manamorphose, counter here. Add red, see what we draw. Light up the stage. I think No, we'll Ritual into it. Okay, cast Light up the stage. We found a Grape Shot. So go ahead and Grape Shot. Unfortunately, though, we are out of power. So we have no flashbackable spells. Alright, go to combat. Hit them for 3. Opponent goes to 12. We may have wheeled them out of their only Cascade spell, which would be hilarious. Alright, we untap. Draw Sunbaked Canyon. Play Canyon. Redraw. Lava Dart. Alright, well, Lava Dart the plant. Go to combat, hit them for 4. They go down to 8. Pass the turn. Well, we're not hurting for mana, that much is for sure. Opponent plays a Blast Zone. Passes. We untap. We draw Bloodstained Mire. Play Bloodstained Mire. Go to combat. Attack for 4. Opponent goes to 4. Pass the turn. Opponent's taking up Blast Zone. I mean, seems kind of like a desperation move. At least to me. Opponent plays an island. If they're going to crack Blast Zone, they should do it on their turn. Because there's no telling what we could do with 3 extra mana. Crack Bloodstained Mire. Okay, well, it's at our upkeep, so it doesn't really matter. Get a mountain. We draw Birgi. So we still don't have... Okay, what I think we do is play Harnfell. Because we can turn our whatever our top deck is into 2 cards, if it's not like a Manamorphose or something. Okay, Opponent plays a Breeding Pool tapped. We untap. We draw a Steamkin, which we don't really need, so discard Steamkin. Burning Inquiry, Desperate Ritual. Play Burning Inquiry, so if we can dump Past in Flames. We can, and did. Past in Flames is 5 mana, though. We have 2 Lava Darts. Yep, alright, we have to wait. For a turn. I mean, if my opponent loses 1 more life, for any reason, they're just dead to Lava Dart flashbacks. We could have flashback Past in Flames there, but it would not have actually won us the game. So I've got the feeling this is the quote-unquote consistent version of the deck that always casts Emrakul, I imagine. So we're going to have to hope they Trickery into Trickery, I think. 39 cards. Oh, do they only play 1 Trickery? If they only play 1 Trickery in Emrakul, that makes sense. And this is what, Annihilator 6, so we lose all of our permanents? That's fun. They get a Colony Garden. So I could ping them twice and take them to 1, but we don't win. Because they take an extra turn here. If only I had 1 more damage. That sucks. Okay. Does this mean we go out into like an all-out Empty the Warrens configuration? Because we're not trying to like dig real deep. We're just trying to get a bunch of Storm quickly. Shatter Spree, Defense Grid, none of that really helps us. Blood Moon, I guess, kind of does, but they have Violent Outburst. I guess if we stick a Blood Moon before they can get a Forest, it's not like they're playing Manamorphose. That might actually do it. Okay, I'm willing to try Blood Moon. And maybe we try and go for a big Empty the Warrens play. The problem is it just doesn't like... It doesn't just win like Grapeshot would, but... I'm not actually seeing a list like my opponents, so I don't know what they're playing, and I don't know how to accurately sideboard. I don't think the answer is Aria. Maybe it is actually Aria Flame. Because it's not that hard to cast a number of spells. Problem is... I mean, like, Aria Flame, if you stick it and then you play, like, Underworld Breach, you kill them really quickly, but... Okay, I'm going to cut the Frenzies, a Birgi, and I think another Birgi. I'm going to try it like this. I don't think Blood Moon will work, but we can try it. Okay, this is a mulligan. Well, we have 2 Burning Inquiries, so hopefully we can disrupt them. Yeah, I'm going to put back Grapeshot. So, Bloodstained Mire, crack Bloodstained Mire. Get a mountain, Burning Inquiry. Alright, there goes the other Burning Inquiry. There goes my opponent's Violent Outburst. So next turn we have double Manamorphose. Grapeshot. Opponent has basic Forest. Wonderful. That means Blood Moons are just dead draws at this point. We draw a Light up the stage. Play Wooded Foothills. Fetch up a mountain. Manamorphose. Add red, red. Okay, Lava Dart's actually promising. So Lava Dart our opponent, then Light up the stage. Cool, we found a land and a ritual. We're looking for Underworld Breach. Opponent plays a Radiant Fountain. Goes up to 21. We untap. We draw Bloodstained Mire. Play Bloodstained Mire. Crack Bloodstained Mire. Get a mountain. Manamorphose, see what we draw. Blood Moon, I think, actually fixes their mana at this point, which sucks. It also stops us from thinning our deck. Alright, well, we're going to cast this to get it into the grave. I'm going to regret this. I'm playing a Blood Moon. Pass the turn. Okay, they play a Wooded Foothills. We draw a Desperate Ritual. Play Bloodstained Mire, pass the turn. At least they can't Mystic Sanctuary to get back their Cascade spell. And it seems like if they only draw one, they're probably not doing a lot for a while. We just need, like, an Underworld Breach to go off. And they found it. Okay. We just don't have any sideboard for that deck. I'll see you guys in round 3. Alrighty, round 3, here we go. This seems like it's probably a very successful hand. We have a lot of ways to take advantage of the spells we're casting. Opponent starts Polluted Delta. We draw a Mountain. Play Wooded Foothills, because it sort of hides what we are for a turn. At least depriving our opponent of a little bit of information is probably good. Okay, they fetch up a Watered Grave tapped. We get Thoughtseized. Alright. Fetch up a basic Mountain. Pass the turn. Problem is, I don't know what my opponent is playing. I don't know if they're playing Death Shadow or Mill or a bunch of things. If they take Steamkin, I'm probably willing to Pyretic Ritual out Birgi because she's so powerful. If they take Birgi, I'm going to play Steamkin. Okay, opponent takes Birgi. Plays a Field of Ruin. This looks like Mill. We draw a Desperate Ritual. So play a Mountain, play Steamkin. Pass the turn. Good news is if they mill us, we have Past in Flames. So we can presumably do some shenanigans there. Another Field of Ruin. Bloodchief's Thirst killing Runaway Steamkin. Alright. We untap, we draw a Manamorphose. It's good, Manamorphose. Add red. Lots of rituals, but we don't have that much dig. I think because we have the Splice availability, we can actually do this. I wish I had a way to cast this for 1 mana right now. I really do. So Pyretic Ritual. I could also cycle Sunbaked Canyon, but if I'm going to Splice, I need the mana. So we had 6 mana. I'm going to cast Light up the stage. I need to get like a couple more rituals or something. Underworld Breach counts, I'm pretty sure. So, cast Desperate Ritual, go up to 4 mana. Play Underworld Breach. And then I can just play... Okay, opponent has Force Negation. Never mind, can't play anything. They pitch Archmage's Charm? Is this just control? Because it looks like Mill. I don't think Mill plays Force Negation and Archmage's Charm. And the fact that I haven't seen any Mill cards probably means they're not Mill. Okay, they're fielding our Sunbaked Canyon, which is fine. We get a Mountain. Okay, we untap. We draw Underworld Breach. Play Sunbaked Canyon. Pass the turn. If they try and field us again, we just sack Sunbaked Canyon in response. That gives us a card draw and them nothing. Alright, my opponent passes. We untap. Draw Grape Shot. Alright, pass the turn. The longer this goes on, though, the more likely our opponent is going to just be able to completely destroy us. Black mana. They're going to Cling to Dust, a Ritual. Well, I can't exile it out of the grave in response anyway. Yeah, it looks like they're just like some kind of Dimir control deck. They untap. Four mana. They played a Misty. Cosima, God of the Voyage. Beginning of upkeep, you may exile it. If you do, keeps whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a Voyage counter on it. If you don't, return it to the battlefield with X/1/1 counters and draw X cards, where X is the number of Voyage counters. Okay. My opponent tapped 1 more mana than they had to for that, so that's fine, I guess. We untap. We draw a Grape Shot. So if I played Underworld Breach, I could cast 2 spells before casting a spell out of my hand. So if I play Underworld Breach right now, I could cast a Desperate Ritual, have 4 floating mana. There'd be 2 cards left in my grave. Grape Shot. And what would that be? 1, 2, 3... Stormcount of 4, and then Stormcount of 5. I could squeeze another Desperate Ritual in the middle, and then be Stormcount of 4, and then Stormcount of 6. I think I still have to wait, because I need to draw like another Ritual out of hand, or a Steamkin, or something. Okay, so Cosima gets exiled. They pass, we untap, we draw Pyretic Ritual. That helps. I think that lets me cast another spell early if it resolves. So Pyretic Ritual, Underworld Breach. Okay, so they're going to Cryptic Sanctuary us. I could just Grape Shot them now. Do some damage. I actually think I am going to do that. Well, if I do that, then I let them Field of Ruin me. Yeah, we'll just wait. Because, like, even if I get a, I don't know, what's it called? A Lava Dart, I can potentially do a lot of damage in one single turn. Okay, so opponent's going to Mystic Sanctuary, putting Cryptic back on top of their deck. Yeah, so my opponent's deck is a pile of Disruption. It's just straight up control, which I'm kind of surprised to see in the current metagame, and honestly, I really hope that their deck is viable. Like, I hope that a control deck is viable in the metagame right now. I really, really do. Okay, we untap. We draw Experimental Frenzy. And there's no way this doesn't get countered, right? So opponent Cryptics, and then draws Force Negation. So they're holding a Force Negation, which will exile spells that we cast. Opponent untaps. They play a land, another Voyage counter on Cosima. Or no, they're just going to bring her back. Okay, so they draw some cards. Four mana. I'm going to play Jace the Mind Sculptor and Brainstorms. Yeah, think I'm willing to say this game's over. So this seems like a defense grid matchup. Maybe like an Empty the Warrens, Dump Our Hand matchup even. So I think I'm actually going to cut Experimental Frenzy. Yeah, I don't know what you really sideboard out in this matchup. I guess I'll cut a couple of Underworld Breach, even though that's like one of our main combo pieces. This is more of a dump your hand into a Empty the Warrens kind of deck now. Maybe we drop Birgi and we keep an Underworld Breach. And then drop like a I guess I'll light up the stage. Okay, try it like this. Once again, didn't build the deck, don't know exactly how to sideboard with it. Just doing my best to guess. Alright, we'll play first. Not really a keepable hand, unfortunately. This might be. I'm gonna keep this, and I'm gonna put back Past in Flames. We're gonna start Mire, Fetch Mountain. If my opponent starts with Hand Hate, they'll probably take Defense Grid. Given the option to play Steamkin or Defense Grid on turn 2, I think we play Defense Grid. Not given an option, we just play whatever's left. Okay, opponent fetches for a Nile Spellbomb. So we cannot use the grave as much. We draw Burning Inquiry, play a Mountain, play Defense Grid, hopefully limit some counter spells here. Okay. Opponent untaps. They did not have a Force of Negation for Defense Grid. They play a Watery Grave tapped. We untap. We draw Wooded Foothills. Play Wooded Foothills, play Steamkin. I could just Burning Inquiry immediately. I don't think I'm going to do that. I am going to fetch a Mountain, though. Pass the turn. I suspect my opponent is going to have a Blood Chief's Thirst. Almost said Ascension. I don't know why that card keeps... I guess they both cost 1 black mana. But... Alright, opponent just plays a Snapcaster Mage. We untap. We draw and empty the Warrens. Alright, well, let's Manamorphose. Counter on the Steamkin. Add red, red. We get a Desperate Ritual. Yep, Desperate Ritual. The question is, do we play Light Up the Stage? Yeah, if we play Light Up the Stage, we can still cast Empty because we'll have mana off of Steamkin and potentially 2 more draws. Burning Inquiry has the potential to, like, dump Empty the Warrens that we wouldn't want to do. Plus, if we get more Rituals, we get more Storm. Hey, look at that, more Rituals. Okay, so take some counters off Steamkin. First we Manamorphose, because if we draw another Desperate Ritual, we can Splice. Almost did that wrong. Add red, red. We get a Grape Shot. Does that change our plan? We can cast Grape Shot, and then get more mana off of Steamkin. We're floating 4, so I can Grape Shot, use 1 to ping down the Snapcaster Mage. Okay, so we get a counter on Steamkin. 1 on Snapcaster. Same targets for the rest. Problem is, Burning Inquiry doesn't do anything other than make my opponent discard 3 cards. I guess it puts a counter on Steamkin, so sure. Play Empty the Warrens. I'm not going to gamble with Burning Inquiry. It'd be a 1 in 3 chance we actually keep our Storm card in hand. So make a bunch of Empty the Warrens copies. And then we'll Burning Inquiry to see if we can make our opponent discard anything of value and put another counter on. Alright, cool. That worked. Just a whole bunch of copies was enough. And I'm glad I took out an Underworld Breach. If my opponent has Grave Hate, that's not really the way we want to go. Maybe we even drop the other ones in favor of having Birgi or Light Up the Stage back in along with Aria of Flame. I think I'm in favor of that, because Nile Spellbomb is such a low opportunity cost for our opponent to play. I'm going to bring Birgi, Light Up the Stage, and I think an Aria of Flame back into the deck. I don't want to cut Past in Flame. Well, maybe I do. Yeah, I'll cut past In Flames. I'll just bring the other Grape Shot back in. We'll try and max out damage across like a couple of turns. We're playing no ways to buy stuff back from the grave, so that's dangerous. Sure, we'll keep. Opponent starts Watery Grave tapped. We draw Bloodstained Mire. Play Bloodstained Mire. Fetch up a Mountain. And I am going to fire off a Burning Inquiry, even though it's potentially extremely risky. Because like if we lose Defense Grid and Empty the Warrens, it's really bad. Well, we lost Empty the Warrens, but we did not lose Defense Grid. So we're still casting a Defense Grid on turn 2. Opponent loses Flusterstorm and Archmage's Charm. Adds double black, probably for 2 Thoughtseizes. Yeah, that sucks. They take Defense Grid, they Thoughtseize us again. They take Burning Inquiry, because they don't want us to disrupt their hand anymore. We untap, draw Steamkin, play a Mountain, play Steamkin, pass the turn. Now we really just need to top deck and Empty the Warrens, or an Aria, Flame, or anything, really. Opponent plays Misty Rainforest, cracks Misty Rainforest, and gets a basic island. They pass. Let's see what we draw. We untap. Draw Light Up the Stage. So, play Sunbaked Canyon. Manamorphose, counter on Steamkin. And red. Desperate Ritual. Cast Desperate Ritual. Alright, get some mana. Lava Dart. Add mana. Light Up the Stage. Counter on Steamkin. If anything gets countered, it's probably this, because we have no other cards in hand. I mean, if we hit like 2 Grape Shots off the top of our deck, we're going to do a ton of damage. We can also cycle Sunbaked Canyon to draw a card. It's another Steamkin. So play the Steamkin. Cycle Sunbaked Canyon. It's a Mountain. Alright, go to combat. Attack for 3. Why did I hit F6? Okay, opponent goes down to 11. They untap. They play an island. Filter into black-blue. Engineered Explosives on 2. Yep. Pretty sure they just cracked that immediately, too. Yeah, no reason for them not to do that. Alright, we untap. We draw Burning Inquiry. Play a Mountain. Burning Inquiry. We're going to Light Up the Stage. Opponent discards Aether Gust, Force of Negation, and Cosima. I'm going to wait until next turn to cast this Light Up the Stage. Hopefully that was like all of our opponent's interaction discarded right there. Because if they have a counter for this Light Up the Stage, we are pretty much toast. Actually, if they just counter the Lava Dart, we're pretty much toast. Okay, opponent plays a Polluted Delta. Plays a Nile Spellbomb. Okay, they didn't crack it immediately, thankfully. So, Lava Dart. Take them to 10. Spectacle, Light Up the Stage. We get another Lava Dart and another Mountain. Alright, play a Mountain. Pass the turn. Opponent cracks Polluted Delta, goes down to 9. Mystic Sanctuary. Probably puts Aether Gust or Archmage's Charm back on top of their deck. Okay, so they do have a counter spell now. They could crack Nile Spellbomb, draw Archmage's Charm, and then use Archmage's Charm to draw cards that turn, but they're just going to hold on to the counter spell. We draw a Mountain, play a Mountain, Lava Dart our opponent, because we have to play that this turn. They go to 8, pass the turn. Okay, I am going to sack a mountain to do a damage here. Man, my client is lagging so bad. Alright. F6, because I'm probably not casting Pyretic Ritual for basically any reason, unless I'm comboing, and that's going to be a while. I'm going to draw some cards. They untap, play Polluted Delta, pass the turn. We draw Bloodstained Mire. Play Bloodstained Mire. Crack it, get a mountain. Only 3 mana producing lands left in the deck. They crack Polluted Delta. Go to 6 life, put Archmage's Charm on top of their deck. They're getting pretty low. We don't really need that much to win. The problem is they're going to have a ton of counterspells. Alright, opponent plays a Misty, plays a Nile Spellbomb. We draw a Defense Grid. This is a good random top deck, but it's not going to interrupt my opponent that much. Okay, it resolves. So if they cast anything on our turn, it costs 3 more, but they still really only need to cast like 1 counterspell. And they could just Cryptic bounce that Mystic Sanctuary, put Cryptic back on top of their deck. Okay, so they're fetching so that they can play a 6 mana Divination on our end step. Alright, opponent untaps. Engineered Explosives on 2, so they have an answer for Defense Grid. We draw a Grape Shot. Okay. I think it's best we just wait. We're going to probably fold to Hand Hate, but I don't really think there's anything we can do. We're hoping our opponent cracks Prismatic Vista, goes to 4, and then we draw like 1 more spell. Like if we can get a Manamorphose, play Pyretic Ritual, Manamorphose, something else, and then Grape Shot them, that's probably good enough. If my opponent has like Snapcaster for Flusterstorm or something similar to that, we're donezo. We're basically just going to have to go for this at the earliest possible opportunity. Alright, opponent's doing stuff, but I can't see because the game's lagging. They play Cosima, they play another Prismatic Vista. Draw a Manamorphose, so we might as well. Manamorphose. And red. Ritual. Ritual. Counter this ritual, please. Add to the storm count, please. Yes. Grape Shot? Lethal? Exactly. Does that work? Yes! Oh, I can't believe that worked. I can't believe we're 2-1. I'll see you guys in the next round. Alrighty. Round 4, here we go. I would like to play first. I know we have better hands, but this one's not actually that bad. I don't think. I mean, I could Burning Inquiry here and completely screw myself, but I still think it's probably worth doing. Alright, well, we got a Steamkin. We just lost our Light Up the Stage and Pyretic Ritual. One plays a Spire Bluff Canal. They are also playing Storm. So play Sunbaked Canyon, play Steamkin. Pass the turn. Okay. Opponent plays another Spire Bluff Canal and passes. We draw Burning Inquiry. So let's start with Manamorphose. Counter on Steamkin. They're going to Spell Pierce our Manamorphose? I mean, that's decent, but okay. Hit them for 2. They go to 18. They opt. Main deck Spell Pierce. Interesting. They opt again. They play a Shivan Reef. We untap. Draw Experimental Frenzy. So let's Lava Dart our opponent. Burning Inquiry. We have 2 Experimental Frenzies, which just discarded like all of our lands. Go to combat. I hit them for 4. While I could technically take counters off and Burning Inquiry here, I actually think I kind of want to cast Experimental Frenzy next turn. Opponent plays an island, plays Baral, and likely just combos off. I'm going to scoop pretty much the instant I see a Gift Sun given or some way to draw a bunch of cards. Or like a Past in Flames. They had nothing. Wow. Okay. So we get a Wooded Foothills. Play Wooded Foothills. Go to combat. Attack. Yeah, I don't think our opponent is going to block. Okay. Remove counters. Play Experimental Frenzy. There's an Underworld Breach on top of our deck. Unfortunately, we cannot cast that, so we're going to have to shuffle. Manamorphose is good, though. Play Manamorphose. There's a Wooded Foothills on top. Red, red. Then there's a mountain we can't do anything about. Alright. Pass the turn. I could have lava darted and gained a bunch of mana there, but I had no way to take advantage of it. My opponent having an additional turn with Baral, though, is probably pretty good. If I had to imagine, this is probably what kills us. Alright, opponent goes to combat, or actually goes to their main phase. Plays an Electromancer. Passes the turn. We untap. Draw a mountain. Cast Desperate Ritual. Float mana. Add mana. Play Steamkin. Play Past in Flames. Cast a Lava Dart. Add mana. Manamorphose. Add red, red. Add mana. Desperate Ritual. Here's where we get to the power. Pretty sure we have a Grape Shot in grave, too. Desperate Ritual. Remove counters. Lava Dart. Okay. Remove counters. Play a land. Light up the stage. Grape Shot? Nice. Well, I think normally we are not favored to win that at all. I think I'm going to bring in Empty the Warrens here, just to have more potential win conditions, because maybe we can like dump our hand faster than our opponent. Frenzy was amazing, but I don't think it's amazing in every situation, especially if our opponent is playing counter spells in the main deck. So I'm going to cut Experimental Frenzy and a Birgi, and we're going to try it like this. I don't know if this is the optimum configuration of this deck. The more I think about it, the more I actually kind of want some of the red cantrips, but I understand why we're using Burning Inquiry, and it's because of Underworld Breach. We need ways to get more cards in the grave. I really, really hesitate to think what this deck would look like if it had Faithless Looting legal. Like, mother of God, that would be crazy. Okay, opponent plays a land, Ritual, Pieces of the Puzzle. So they get Manamorphose, Serum Visions. I cast Manamorphose, adding blue-red. Past in Flames, Pyretic Ritual, Manamorphose, Pieces of the Puzzle. They found Grape Shot, they found Gifts Ungiven. Well, they could take Gifts Ungiven, Pyretic Ritual, I suppose. That would give them just enough mana to combo off again, I think. They did not take the Pyretic Ritual. Serum Visions, it looks like a Grape Shot here, like a mini Grape Shot, to at least get rid of Birgi. Okay, so they're going to put 3 damage on Birgi and then the rest at us. This is kind of good. We can at least make a Grape Shot big enough to kill Baral, which should slow them down a little bit. I think they're holding a Serum Visions and maybe a Gifts Ungiven. I think that's what's in their hand. Okay, we untap. We draw and Empty the Warrens. So Manamorphose, red, red. Manamorphose, red, red. Manamorphose, red, red. Play a land. Pyretic Ritual. I only have 6 cards in grave, so I can't Pyretic Ritual twice. Because if I play Underworld Breach, I could Pyretic Ritual, but I wouldn't have enough to do it again. So I could go up to 3, and then it would be Storm Count 6 for a Grape Shot. I think I just have to Grape Shot here. Okay, same targets, then here, then here. F6. Yep, alright. Pass the turn. Now we have to hope my opponent doesn't have a cost reducer or a fistful of rituals. I'm pretty sure if they had a ton of rituals, we would have just died. And I think just a cost reducer doesn't do it here. So my opponent might have an awkward handful of cantrips, which might buy us a turn. but still short of us top decking very well. I think we're still in huge trouble here. I do not think we're favored in this matchup at all. We draw another Underworld Breach. Play Sunbaked Canyon. I'm just gonna cast Empty the Warrens. This is terrible, but I need more cards in Grave to potentially get a winning setup. Okay, opponent cast Gifts. Pretty sure they're holding the Serum Visions, because they actually cast Past in Flames. I don't know if they cast it, though. I guess they could have. I wasn't paying attention. Ritual, Manamorphose, Grape Shot. So I'm going to dump the Rituals here. They already have a Grape Shot in Grave, so I think they're just desperate for mana. Opponent plays a land, starts Manamorphose, presumably. Yep. Adds blue-red, Desperate Ritual, Past in Flames, and that's game. Okay. Moving on to game 3. No adjustments. I would like to play first. Pretty high risk, but potentially extremely high reward. I'm going to keep, because we have 2 Burning Inquiries. Hopefully we can dig to what we need and maybe dump what our opponent needs. So start Wooded Foothills into a mountain. Burning Inquiry. Triple Birgi is not how I imagined this was going to go. Opponent plays an island. We draw light up the stage. Burning Inquiry. Still no lands. Pass the turn. And now we lost our Ritual, so we can't, like, turn 2 Birgi. Birgi. I still don't know how to pronounce that. Play Bloodstained Mire, crack Bloodstained Mire. Get a mountain. Pass the turn. We did dump a Cost Reducer and a Lightning Bolt. Opponent plays Baral. Pyretic Ritual. Manamorphose. Manamorphose. Gifts Ungiven. And they have a blue and a red left over. So if they get the standard ritual pile, we dump the rituals. Basically just have to hope they don't have any more. They Manamorphose, they're up to 3 mana in hand. Yeah, they had a ritual. Alright. That's game. I know I'm kind of conceding early, but I also am running out of time to record today. So I'll see you guys in round 5. Alrighty, here we go, round 5. Alright, I'd like to play first. Another kind of high risk, potentially very high reward hand. I'm going to keep this. It seems like Burning Inquiry is actually kind of good for disrupting some keepable hands from a lot of opponents. And for us, it was actually good versus the Trickery deck, because our opponent discarded Trickery every time and then didn't have another one. So crack Wooded Foothills, get a mountain, Burning Inquiry, spin the wheel. Well, we discarded a land and didn't draw another, but we did draw another Burning Inquiry, so there's that. Our opponent appears to be Amulet Titan, the traditional build. Okay, opponent plays a Misty Rainforest. Fetches up a Breeding Pool tapped. We untap, we draw Bloodstained Mire, which is excellent. Play Bloodstained Mire, crack Bloodstained Mire, get a mountain. I think I'm going to fire off these Manamorphoses. I don't know about Burning Inquiry yet. We're trying to draw Birgi or a Steamkin. Steamkin's what we've been having the most luck with, too. Alright, Manamorphose. Opponent has Force of Negation, pitching Growth Spiral. This might be Temur Uro, then. Because traditional Amulet Titan does not play Growth Spiral or Force of Negation. They don't really play any blue cards at all. So I'm pretty sure this is Temur Uro. Yeah, that makes sense, given what I'm seeing now. Green-red, opponent plays Wrenn and 6. Probably upticks picking up a land. This could be the pretty sick Temur Titan deck that we saw Aspiring Spike play. Okay, we draw Birgi. So I'm going to go ahead and Desperate Ritual and just play Birgi. Because if we untap with her, we definitely win the game. There's just no way we don't. When all of our spells are refunding us mana. It seems pretty good to me. Yeah, I really can't imagine what this deck would be like if Faithless Looting was legal. I think it would be absolutely crazy nuts. Okay, opponent plays a Forest. The Growth Spiral. Put a Misty into play. Crack Misty. Have a basic island. It is the Titans version. Interesting. So this cannot do damage to creatures, thankfully. But if our opponent does not have Force of Negation, we're probably good to go. Alright, start Manamorphose. Add red. We draw a Grape Shot, which is good. Play Sunbaked Canyon. Lava Dart our opponent. Add another red. Play Underworld Breach. Add another red. Manamorphose. Get rid of some lands. See what we draw. Wooded Foothills. Can I Grape Shot 3 times? I think I can Grape Shot 3 times. So, Grape Shot, add red. Burning Inquiry for free. And then we Grape Shot. I could actually Burning Inquiry infinitely with Birgi on board. Grape Shot. Get rid of Steamkin, Ritual, Wooded Foothills. Add red. So even if my opponent had a Force of Negation, was able to exile Grape Shot here, we could just dig through our deck infinitely until we found another Grape Shot. Wow. Yawgmoth's Will is broken when the cards don't go to exile. Holy crap. So this is what we should have been doing this entire league. Look at that. It's like they didn't stand a chance. That's crazy. So I don't think I'm going to bring in Blood Moon for this matchup because my opponent doesn't play all that many, or they play actually a lot of basics. I'm going to bring in Defense Grid because they did show that they have counter spells. It's possible I still want Experimental Frenzy, though. I think keeping one is fine. I expect some Grave Hate, so I'm going to cut a Underworld Breach, maybe Past in Flames. I don't know. I'm going to cut Experimental Frenzy. I'm just going to bring in Defense Grid, and we're going to try it like this. Man, if we could do that every game, we'd be unbeatable. All right, here we go. Game 2 of round 5. Yeah, seems okay. We'll keep. I don't know if I Burning Inquiry immediately. I don't think I do. Because I don't want to lose Steamkin. Losing most of the rest of this deck is fine, but we need like a Steamkin effect to really go off. Plus, there's always a chance that my opponent fetches on my turn at the wrong time, and then we can like double Spectacle next turn or something too. I don't know. All right, pass the turn. Opponent untaps, plays a Misty, cracks Misty. Probably is playing a Renin 6 then. And if they do, we can't really play Steamkin. Damping Sphere. Okay, well that sucks because we didn't bring in Shatter Spree. I mean, we can try for like Steamkin Beatdown. Maybe our opponent's hand is awkward and slow enough. We Burning Inquiry the right cards away. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent untaps. Plays a Misty. Cracks Misty. Gets a basic island. And then passes. We untap. We draw Desperate Ritual. So, play a mountain. 2 mana, get 3 mana. 4 mana, light up the stage. Okay, opponent remands. We get another counter, they get to draw. Hopefully they don't have a lightning bolt. Go to combat. Attack for 3. Opponent goes to 15. They untap. Play a Scalding Tarn. Green, blue, Aether Gust. Well, I mean, we kind of want to draw this again because we're dead in the water without it, so we're putting it on top. Opponent passes. We draw a Steamkin. Play Sunbaked Canyon. Play Steamkin. If this gets like mana leaked or something, I think we're just done. Okay, opponent cracks Scalding Tarn for blue source. Yeah, alright. So we're going to bring in Shatter Spree instead. It doesn't look like they really have Grave Hate. So I'm going to drop Past in Flames because I think Underworld Breach is still fine here. I am going to cut one Pyretic Ritual and one... Maybe I'm only going to bring in 2 Shatter Spree. Alright, try like this. Alright, we'll play first. Very, very tempting. The problem is what happens if we don't draw a second land. We got a mulligan. Okay, this isn't terrible. I think with this hand I put back Underworld Breach, because that way I can hardcast Light Up the Stage on turn 3. We don't have a Shatter Spree if my opponent plays a Damping Sphere quickly, which would suck, but we have a little bit of dig and maybe could find one. Defense Grid, though, does prevent our opponent from Aether Gusting and Remanding early, which might buy us enough time to do everything we need to do, so I'm just going to try keeping this. We have enough lands to cast basically anything we could draw, so... Opponent plays Valakut. We untap. We draw Bloodstained Mire. Play Bloodstained Mire, crack Bloodstained Mire, get a Mountain. Play Defense Grid. Pass the turn. It does get forced, pitching Aether Gust. That is potentially a really good turn for us. Opponent plays a Steam Vents untapped and is passing. We untap. Draw Lava Dart. Play Mountain. Lava Dart our opponent. Spectacle. We could have just hardcast this, but this plays around Remand. Okay, Steamkin. Pass the turn. So next turn we start Mountain Steamkin. Opponent plays a Forest. Probably plays an Uro. Plays a Dryad. Alright. Big draw, no whammies. Let's go. I think another Light Up the Stage would be most preferable. We get a Lava Dart. Play a Mountain. Play Steamkin. We get Lava Dart from the grave, and then Grape Shot to kill Dryad. I actually think that's probably the way to go. The only problem is it leaves Runaway Steamkin dead to Bolt. So same targets. But this stops our opponent from killing us with Valakut or killing Steamkin with Valakut, which might have been the plan. Kind of regret taking Experimental Frenzy out of the deck, because if we could play it from this position, it would be insane. But there was no guarantee we would even make it here at this point. Okay, we draw Burning Inquiry. So I'm just going to cast Burning Inquiry. We discard 3 lands. Alright, go to combat, attack for 4. Opponent goes to 13. They only have 2 cards in hand. I'm really, really hoping... Well, they discarded Damping Sphere and Primeval Titan. So I'm glad we got rid of the Primeval Titan. Hopefully they don't have a better backup plan. Alright. Opponent passes. No land. Oh, okay, they played a land. 4 mana, 5 mana, 6 mana, another Primeval Titan. Okay, well, Mountain does not kill us. It does not kill Steamkin either. But Primeval Titan attacking would. Okay, they're getting some Field of the Dead tokens for blockers and a second Valakut. They're still a ways off of using Valakut unless they drew another Dryad. Okay, we draw Burning Inquiry. Alright, well, we're not winning by attacking, so add mana. Burning Inquiry. Let's hope for some good draws. Underworld Breach is a pretty good draw. Play Underworld Breach. We do have another Steamkin in the grave. And a Grape Shot. Can we just Grape Shot our opponent a bunch? I think so, actually. So Burning Inquiry is Repeatable Storm here. Because it gives us as much mana as it takes. So Burning Inquiry... I think this is just Infinite Storm, actually. Yep, I think this is Infinite Storm. I mean, as much as we have cards in the deck, anyway. Then Burning Inquiry. I'm going to flashback Lava Dart. And then we could just Grape Shot. Yeah, I definitely didn't understand this when I started playing this deck, and this probably would have won me at least one more round had I done this. My opponent's last card, even if it is Force of Negation, doesn't do anything because, yep, Nice! We got a treasure chest with Mono Red Birgi Storm. So this deck is real. It does have some high power level hands that can definitely win the game and very quickly. We got a 45 playpoint chest and a hairstrung Koto. Interesting. Huh. I don't have a ton of time to talk about the deck, so I'll try and make this very quick. I kind of wish that there was some of the mono red cantrips in here, but the deck list is very tight, and I think Light Up the Stage in general is just better. Lava Dart in this deck nets you mana 99% of the time, because you just like sack up Mountain, and it's kind of like a 1 mana, get 2 mana back Rite of Flame kind of deal if you have Runaway Steamkin or Birgi. You gotta have some pretty sick sequencing with Steamkin sometimes, though. Underworld Breach felt terrible in multiples, but frequently you could just discard them to Burning Inquiry with some consistency, though that wasn't always the case. I wouldn't mind seeing like 1 Valakut Awakening in this deck, just as a tap land, potentially as a way to cycle your hand away. It would kind of take the same spot as Experimental Frenzy, though, and I think Experimental Frenzy is still better. The one time we played Experimental Frenzy, it was just crazy bonkers good, so the sideboard I think needs some work. I don't know about Aria Flame. I don't know what it's good against necessarily. It is another alternate win condition than Grape Shot that does go directly to face, but we could basically win however we want if we've got the whole Burning Inquiry Underworld Breach setup. I'm sorry I didn't understand that right away, but I do get it now, so sorry for anybody who was yelling at me basically this entire video about that. The last thing I'm going to say is next Mad Meta Magic is going to be Mixim's Eggs List. I didn't have enough time to record it this morning, and I haven't had time to practice because I've only been home for 1 day and been really busy. So hopefully this is a good return to normalcy, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you like this video, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel if you're so inclined, and remember you can follow me on Twitch. Same username over there as you find me on here. I stream Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, though the last few have been earlier. And, yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!